Dawa Nuna, Dawa Nunawal. This is Ngunnawal country. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we gather, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And I do so with great humility at this election result tonight. Thank you. It is a humbling experience to lead a political party and to lead a government, and particularly in a year like this one. We've had an extraordinary series of challenges thrown at us as a city and as a community, and we've got through it because we've worked together. We've got through it because we've applied progressive values to our government decisions, and because we've applied compassion, and we haven't left people behind. These are values that we hold deeply as ACT Labor parliamentarians, members and supporters. These are the values that drive us every day to work for our community. 2020 has thrown so much at us. It has pushed our city to the limits. It's tested everything that we thought possible. And in this most challenging of years, Canberrans have turned to a strong and experienced government. And in 2020, Canberrans have voted to return a Labor government. A short time ago, Alistair Coe rang me to offer his congratulations. It's the most difficult phone call any political leader can make. And I want to thank Alistair for the dignified way in which that conversation took place. And I want to thank he and all of his team for the campaign that they ran. It was a campaign that was based on their values, and they weren't shy about putting them forward. And I wish he and Yasmin and their family, and indeed all of the elected members of the Canberra Liberals, well. And they've lost a few members tonight. We know what that feels like, and that's challenging. I want to acknowledge that a democracy only works if you have a strong opposition. Tonight also has seen a very strong result for the ACT Greens. I've spoken to Shane Rattenbury, and we'll sit down, Yvette and I, with Shane and his team over the coming week to put together a new government for this city. But it will be a government that will be led by ACT Labor. It will be a government that will deliver on the commitments that we took to the people of Canberra. We said we would protect your health and we will protect your jobs. And that's exactly what we will do during this pandemic. The pandemic is the greatest challenge that we've faced since self-government, but I'm so proud that our team and our government was there for people when it really mattered. We stepped in to protect Canberrans' health, their businesses and their jobs. And we're going to keep working with our community as we emerge from this global health and economic crisis stronger than ever before. Now, despite all of the noise that's been around this campaign, we've stuck to our positive message, a campaign focused on delivering more for Canberrans, not less. A campaign based on our progressive and inclusive values. A campaign based on ACT Labor values. Now, 4 years ago, in this very spot, I stood here and said that Canberrans had voted for light rail. Well, friends, they've done it again. And I think Labor's resurgence on the south side tonight is testimony to just that. But no matter where in this city you are, you voted for a government that does what it says it will do. We've built light rail, we've opened nurse-led walk-in centres across Canberra, and we've delivered 100% renewable electricity for our city. Canberrans have voted for us to put jobs first. They voted for more than 250,000 local jobs in Canberra by 2025. This is a core Labor value. The Labor Party always has and always will stand up for good, secure jobs in our city. And I want to thank all of our affiliated unions and the broader Labor movement for their tremendous support during this campaign and their incredible work in looking after their members during the pandemic. One very clear message from this campaign is that Canberrans have voted for real action on climate change. They voted for this city to continue to lead our nation in implementing good public policy that creates jobs, reduces greenhouse gas emissions and reduces cost of living. They voted for us to lead on progressive reforms and to pull the rest of Australia with us. They voted for a government who will always stand up for Canberra and one that will listen to expert advice when it comes to handling this pandemic. I want to acknowledge in this election just how difficult politics is, how challenging it is to put yourself forward for public office, and I want to thank and congratulate everyone who stood in this election. Everyone who stood in this election. I thank the ACT Electoral Commission for running a professional, COVID-safe election that allowed people to participate. The fact that our informal vote was so low is testimony to how easy the Electoral Commission made it for people to vote. And this stands in marked contrast to what we are seeing in the United States at the moment in their presidential election. We must value our democracy. We must value our participation and the right of everyone to participate and to be able to vote. And that's something that we can say very proudly, that our national capital leads this nation in the most inclusive democracy in Australia. Now, I know there's so many sacrifices are made by people who choose to enter public life. I congratulate all of the MLAs who are elected today. Thank you for your hard work and your passion for our city. Canberra is better for it. Thank you to our fantastic team of Labor candidates. It's just been such an honour to lead this team and to see you all so hard at work across so many months, out campaigning all across this city. Our candidates can only do that, though, with the tremendous assistance of their volunteers. Thank you. You have made this victory possible tonight. Grassroots campaigning was very challenging during a pandemic, but that didn't stop our innovative ACT Labor team and our supporters from working tirelessly to talk to voters and to share our positive plan for Canberra's future. Now I want to thank Yvette Berry, ACT Labor's Deputy Leader. Again, I wouldn't be here without your strong support. Your personal result tonight is testimony to how your community values you as their local representative. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you in the next time. Also, a shout out to my Chief of Staff, Michael Cook, and the rest of my office. I thank everyone in my office. Mark, Matt, Karen, Fahim, Yashina, Ben, Tanya, Britt, and my extended team. Everyone who's worked so closely in my office, staff who've worked across multiple offices, who've supported so many candidates and MLAs during this time. Thank you. Without you, we would not be here. Politicians are only ever as good as the people who stand behind them. Thank you so much. To Mel James, our fantastic campaign manager, party secretary. I'm standing here because I listened to Mel's advice. Great advice. And for her first campaign, it's a tremendous result and testimony to such fantastic hard work. So ably supported by Jared and the rest of the party office team. Thank you to Dee and Stuart at Campaign Edge. It's been another ripper. I love working with you guys. And finally, to my husband, Anthony. You are my rock. My life is so much better since we got married. I think people think I'm a calmer and nicer person as a result. We met in this city. We've been together nearly 21 years, about to have our first wedding anniversary. Anthony, I love you. My parents, Susan and James, who are on the stage tonight. Whitlam generation university graduates. I wouldn't be here if they weren't able to go to university because of the Whitlam government. They've made me who I am today, and I am so grateful for all of their support, always. To my brother Ian, sister-in-law Natalie, and Angus and Zoe. Your advice, your ability to completely distract me and never let a word in at family lunch. It is like Chief Minister's talk back, except I never get to say anything. Thank you. Our families make us. Our families support us and get us through. So thank you. To the broader Labor family, it is such an honour to lead this party in this territory. Australia's most progressive jurisdiction, a jurisdiction that leaves no one behind, a jurisdiction that will respond to climate change, a jurisdiction that will invest in health and education, and a jurisdiction that will always put good, secure jobs first. Thank you, everyone.